welcome back to you and me. It's a special Church TV. We told you we were coming back, and then we have kept to our words. Here we are. Are you surprised? You're on Special Church TV. All right, so like I did explain in the ad, this time around we are going to do a monthly edition. So what this means is every month we're going to pick a particular topic and then we bisect them using expert knowledge. So what are we looking at in the month of March? In the month of March, we told you we're going to look at relationship into details. From beginning of relationship till one is a widow, or sorry to say divorce, which we don't want to even talk about, but we still have to. So what are we looking at today? Today, we are taking the first part of relationship, what I would want to call pre-courtship. I don't know if there is something like that, but I have experts here to help me. So today on the show, who is helping us with pre-courtship? I have with me a seasoned clinical psychologist. Not that alone, he is also a lecturer, an elder of the Church of Pentecost, a father figure. And I love him so much. Whenever you get closer to him, you learn something new and something that will help you throughout your life. Whom am I speaking about? No other person than our own elder, Henry Echampon Obo. Elder Obo. A very big welcome back to the Special Church TV. We miss you.
Yes, thank you. I miss you too. We thank God for the comeback show. So we are grateful to God for all this arrangement. And God bless you as well.
God bless you too.
Thank you for having me.
We called you on a short notice and you showed up. Thank you. And then, hey, people, I know for the first time we have a mommy. I call her Sweet 16. If I tell you she's a retiree, you won't believe it. But she's a retired professional teacher who has a counseling background. And then she is part of the church's marriage committee. So when it comes to the issues of marriage and relationships, she's on top. So, Mama is speaking about my own mama, Sweet 16. She's so beautiful. Mrs. Elizabeth Bow. Mommy, welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you
so
much.
glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now that we are set, I'm sure you'll be asking me, what are we doing? How is it going to be? Like it's already is. We are going to ask the questions and then we are going to seek their experts, advice, so that we get it right. So without wasting any much time, Daddy.
Yes.
When we talk about relationship, nowadays, it's something that I don't know. Everybody has got their own understanding to this particular relationship thing. How it should even start, where it should get to, when it should land into courtship, at what point does courtship lead into marriage, and all those kind of things. I believe there is some sequence like that. But it looks like we are not getting it right. That is why you are here to help us. But first and foremost, I just want to be sure, is there anything like pre-courtship relationship at all?
Thank you so much. So, in short, if we are using the term pre-courtship relationship, then probably we are talking about what the term we always talk about, like a dating. Okay? So if we are in courtship, then we are in courtship. If we are not in courtship, it means either we don't even know ourselves in the first place. And if we don't know ourselves, then definitely there is maybe a time that I meet somebody somewhere which we do not know ourselves, and then we decide to go out and then try to know ourselves better. And at that level, we can say, okay, we are having a date. And so if I don't know you, I meet you somewhere, and we talk for the first time, and then probably we are just acquaintance. And then we try to schedule one day we want to meet somewhere and then have a chat, have a talk, and for you to know me, for I also to know you. In that case, we can say we are having just a date.
Just a date.
And in just that, at that casual dating, it may may or may not have any romantic attachment.
Okay.
So it may be just, at the end of the day, it may be just for friends,
Okay.
who just become friends, and or at another time, on and on, it may also graduate to, for the two of us to become very close friends.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, and then the third level will be that when we become friends, it may lead to or develop into a romantic relationship,
Oh.
where then it can gradually lead us to have a committed kind of dating that eventually will lead us to courtship.
Oh, okay. So the level from which you get to courtship is a committed
Yes.
relationship.
So if we are in courtship, then that is, we can call it that this is a committed relationship. And when it is committed relationship, it's a level that we call it, it's just an exclusive relationship. Non-exclusive relationship is where we are just dating. We've not agreed. We could be friends. It could be just ordinary acquaintance. We know ourselves and that's it. But immediately we become committed in that relationship, and probably have proposed, and I've given you an offer or proposal, and then you've also accepted it. Then the two of us have agreed for us to take the relationship to the next level. At that time, become exclusive. Exclusive means that now, even though I may have so many friends around me, but you and I, our relationship is different from all the other friends that I have, the relationship I have with all the other friends.
Okay. Daddy, not to cut you short, but is it right if we call that relationship boyfriend, girlfriend? Because that's what we call it.
Exactly. So we can, normally when we use the term boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, it's also, there are so many dynamics into it, because, this boyfriend, girlfriend, sometimes even when somebody sees, a guy sees a lady, and we say that, oh, I want us to go out. You understand? I want us to go out. At that going out stage, they can call themselves boyfriend, girlfriend relationship. But going out, what does going out really mean to the two of them? What does it mean to the two of them? Is it going out? Is it a kind of marriage proposal? Because if I say I propose to you that I love you, I really want to marry you, that is deep.
Okay.
That is deep. That is serious.
Okay.
That shows a whole lot of commitment to it.
But Daddy, sorry, but nowadays that's how they come. I'm a lady. So I know they come and they're like, oh, if I want to marry you. And because we hear this, then no, we say this is my boyfriend or this is my girlfriend. So it is quite dicey. So I just want to find out, in this case, first, I didn't know that there should be something called exclusive, something called committed. I just thought it is all about boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, and now I get to know this is called exclusive relationship. So in this exclusive relationship, what are some of the things that I need to consider before I get to that stage? Can I decide to be in an exclusive relationship with someone after just one date or 2 days? How many dates do I need to land there?
Okay, so you see, the whole thing depends on the guy. Let me put it in our Ghanaian context. Everything depends on the guy, for example, because normally in our context, normally the guys, if a guy is ready to settle down or enter into relationship, they do the proposal. So let me say in the guy context. So everything depends on the guy. So if you are ready, you ask yourself, what is it that you want? Are you ready for a marriage? or you are ready for just a dating, or you are ready for just courtship. So what are you ready for? And that would depend what you are going to do. And that will even actually dictate the pace of the kind of relationship we are going to enter in the first place. Because somebody who is ready to settle down and get married will go in for marriage.
Okay.
And so right from the word go, when he sees somebody, the person will go in for marriage.
Okay.
And in that context also, to answer your question directly, so if the person, let's say in a scenario where the guy is ready for marriage, is looking for a suitable partner, it also depends on the kind of partner the guy finds.
Okay.
So if the guy finds somebody, for example, somebody that he knows for a long time, for example, in the church, let me use, maybe let me do a self-disclosure here. When I first met my wife, because I've known her for a long time in the church,
Okay.
I wasn't going in for any dating and any courtship. The first time we met, we've already known ourselves for quite a long time in the church. I know some few things about her. I know her character. She has been in the church for a long time, so it's somebody that I know. So as soon as we became just, we met and we started talking, straight away, we were just preparing for marriage. I just went in for marriage straight away, and she was also ready for marriage. You understand? But that will also be different if at the time I met somebody that I did not know at all.
Okay.
In that situation, I can't go in for marriage because then I will probably need more time to study the person. So at that level, I can say that, okay, let me start with some kind of dating. Let's enter into courtship, become friends, enter into courtship, and then study ourselves for a long time. So it depends. Some people you can know somebody that maybe the person is in your childhood, you know the person in the community, you know the person from school for a long time, but there's no romantic relationship between the two of you.
Romantic, no.
Yes.
Romantic.
But one day you decide that, you have that kind of mindset that this is the person maybe you want to actually marry.
Okay.
At that level, when you go, you can even go in straight away and propose, because probably you know some few backgrounds about the person already.
Oh.
So it depends, yes.
Mommy. So I just want to find out, with all that Elder has said, I'm sure you are in support of it, or there is something different. You are in support. In that case, I have an, let's say, I date somebody, and I'm convinced that I want to go further with this person into a committed relationship or an exclusive relationship. What are some of the things I should look out for before I make that decision?
Thank you. I don't know if you're asking on behalf of the females or on behalf of...
Mommy, please play both for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
So like Elder said, we begin with the dating. It's like a triangle. The base of the triangle is wider. Then the tip is something small. So when you are dating, in fact, I want to talk to Christian young people.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. When you are dating, it is very important. Like Elder said, the example he gave, that his wife, he knew her in the church. So meaning, in a way, although he has not asked her out, he's been watching her closely, taking good look. Now, the most important part of your life after birth is your marriage. So when you know that you are getting to the stage of marriage, then your mind, anytime you get somewhere, even if it is the chapel, the next thing you think of is, am I getting my future partner from those people? So you should be looking out critically, because as a Christian, you are not going to pick your partner at any other place which is not a Christian environment.
Okay.
So although you've not asked the person out for a date, you'll be looking, you'll be watching. When they call for meeting, you to go and sit down and watch the ladies, what watch the gents. Now, if somebody asks you out for dates, take it from your mind that that person might want to ask your hand in marriage. Don't go too fast. Because you might not be the only one. He's at the base, moving towards the triangle, to the place where the person becomes serious. So if somebody asks you out for dates, what we should cancel out is the word sex. But all other things are so important. The way the person behaves, the actions and reaction, take everything into consideration. As you are watching, the person too is watching, because dates tells you that you want to move to a serious relationship.
Okay.
Now, you don't limit yourself to date only few people. You can ask as many as possible to go out with, to go and have some food, to go and watch something, just to steady, because it is a long journey. You have to know much. Now, my question is, if after dating you want to enter into courtship, what are the things you want to consider? The questions you have for yourself. Anytime you are going on a date or you are looking out, you know what you want. We are individuals. You know the physique, what do you want? The personality, what do you want? The actions and the reactions, what do you want from that person? That is going to inform the type of person you are going to say yes to, or the type of person you are going to ask her hand to be your something.
Okay, ladies, you heard mommy. I'm not the one saying it to. And gentlemen, you too. The fact that you are kind of attracted to this person or asking this person out on a date doesn't cement the relationship into marriage. Yes, it doesn't. So if you are interested in Amma and you ask Amma out on a date, you are just trying to know Amma well. And Amma, if Kojo asks you on a date, please, it is not a grounds for proposal. Don't go too fast. And then please, sex is cancelled. You don't think about those things. And please know what you want as a person, personally. What are the things you are looking for? Because if we limit it to what maybe I want, it might not be what you want. And so Kojo might not have that, and at the end of the day, you think he's not the right person for you. Mommy, this is epic. Thank you so much. Hey, like I told you, we are learning a lot here. And so I want to go to the next question. But this question, so I have come to understand all these 2 points from dating to exclusive, and then the things I'm supposed to look out for, understand what I want and all. But at what point can I say I am in a relationship, Elder?
Yeah, at the point where the two of you have agreed.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I don't know you. So there should be an offer and there should be an acceptance.
Okay.
Okay. So the offer could be a proposal.
Okay.
Okay. Is it a love proposal or marriage proposal to you? And definitely in our Christian context, definitely, or wherever, whatever proposal, if it's a marriage proposal and the guy proposed to you, definitely you will also need some time to also either you have to give a response, okay? And then at that response stage, you have accepted the person's proposal, and then the two of you have agreed now to enter into a relationship and steady yourself. So at that level, you can say that, okay, then the two of us, once I've offered you, I've proposed you and you've accepted it, it means the two of you, we know that we are in a relationship.
Okay.
There's this kind of thing that in my own practice, I realize that a lot of people do that because we are also educating, we should be very careful, is assuming.
I was going to ask you that.
Yes.
What's on your mind? Right?
Yes, the person hasn't said anything. Okay, and there's times, some everybody and their reasons they bring into the relationship.
Okay.
Some relationships are just meant for a reason. some are meant for a season, and some are meant for a lifetime.
Hey. Elder, please repeat that one, please.
Yeah, I'm saying that, yes. The reason why what people bring into a relationship, people enter into a relationship for a reason.
A reason.
People enter into a relationship for a season.
A season.
And then people enter into a relationship for a lifetime.
For a lifetime. Elder, I think the reason and lifetime, I can relate.
Yes.
But the season, no.
Yeah, the season, it means that definitely it will probably break up. It's for a time. It's for a season. It's for a time. Definitely it will end somewhere, and then that is it. It will not take you to a lifetime.
Okay.
It will not take you to a lifetime. And the reason could be that, okay, I come into a relationship for something. Because I need something.
What are some of the things that people
Yeah, it could be. You know, you've heard some people say that you are a good digger, right?
Yes.
So the person came in for something, for your money.
Okay.
The person came in for some opportunity, for some business, or for some advantage he can get from you.
Okay.
Not necessarily to spend the rest of his or her life with you. You understand? So, and when somebody comes in, enter into a relationship for this kind of things, and the person has not categorically proposed black and white marriage to you, and then you are in the relationship and you assume that the person you should spend the rest of your life, and so this relationship is for a lifetime. You may be wrong, and then when it doesn't end that way, you'll be big time disappointed.
Hey, a broken heart.
Exactly. Exactly. And that is where the big issue is. So we should, like Mama said, we should just, when you enter into a relationship, you should be clear. And that's why I call it, maybe in another edition we'll talk about it. I know we'll be talking about the stages and what you do. That brings you the relationship foresight. Because if the two of you have agreed today that, okay, we are entering into a relationship, where it will lead us to, everything that I call it relationship foresight, it's just like a vision. What is the vision for that relationship? You should know.
Right from the onset.
Right from the onset, where we are taking it to, we should know. We should have that foresight. If it's going to, in the next, if it is 2 years, if it is 1 year, if it is 2 years, if it is 3 years, all the processes, we should know. The two of us, we must know. Maybe because, and then when we get to the dynamics and how we can overcome certain challenges, then we can talk about. So assuming, I don't want people to just assume that whenever we are going out, and normally, you know, people, those who come enter into a relationship for a reason, they will not commit themselves into it. They will not commit themselves into it. And sometimes even introducing you to family, friends, and other things, they won't commit themselves to that level. And so they say that, okay, let's go out. We are just friends. I love you. I just want to go out with you and then study each other. And they have studied each other like a year, like 2 years. They are still studying each other. And you are in it. And then you, the other person, you assume that you are in a relationship. Some at the point will definitely change automatically, and then they take it to the next level. Others too, if you are not careful, and then you do that kind of assumption, thinking that the person is going to marry you, then at the end of the day, if the person doesn't marry you, what are you going to do?
Ava, I understand you, but something is coming to mind. You could see me doing all the gestures, but I know instances where guys, not ladies, ladies we like to assume for that. Honestly, we mostly act on impulse in relationship. We go ahead of ourselves to do things and all that kind of thing. But I know a situation whereby some close friends, guys I know, talking to them, they make you understand that for them, they've never proposed to a lady. They don't know how to do it. If it is meant to be, it will happen. So they don't ask you out, and then you are a lady. You are with this person. You've been talking for a long time. You expect the guy to propose or say something for you to agree for it to continue. But it has gotten to a point that every day we are calling each other. We are talking in the afternoon, we are talking in the morning, the evening. we know almost everything about each other. And then like, the kind of relationship we have now is more than just friendship. So at this point, if I say I am in a relationship with you, what am I wrong?
You may not be wrong because yes, you have personality type, and like you are saying, some guys will say that. So there are different ways people or different means people will use to enter into a relationship. So sometimes it just flows with a normal friendship, and then the non-verbal communication, we are exchanging messages and other things, and then we start visiting ourselves, and then it moved to maybe even to the extent of maybe coming to my house, and then eventually my mom knows you, my dad knows you, my siblings knows you, and all those things. So technically, there hasn't been any clear verbal communication as say I want to marry and other things, but non-verbally, it's like everything we are doing, all the commitment, everything we are showing, it shows like, okay, we are already in relationship. So if at that level, you want to say that, okay, I'm in relationship with this person, based on all the circumstances, all the things, the factors that contribute to it, all the factors are there. The factors that shows that, I mean, this is a committed, or we are in courtship, or the factors that contribute to show that this is a courtship, they are there. If they are there at that level and you say that, okay, we are in relationship, you know, you may not be wrong. Let's say that. So there are instances just like that. And before you realize, that in itself also can lead into something better. Then it means that the two of you, non-verbally, you've one or naturally have maybe agreed. You understand? And so even the parent even knows you. Okay. He also knows the parent and all those things. And then if it will work at that level, you will see that kind of intentionality. You will see that kind of high level of communication. You see that kind of commitment. You see everything playing out there. It means that then you can say that it's going to work.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are situations like that. Yes, we can.
Okay. I know somebody's question has been ruled out. It has been confirmed. There are instances like that. That also happens. But mommy, I just want to ask, this particular stage we are talking about, is it even necessary? Do I need to go through the pre-courtship stage, or I can just begin from courtship? Is it? I mean,
I think that is what Elder said, that for his, it is like he just began from courtship.
Okay.
But then there's an invisible watching,
okay,
studying of the lady or of the gentleman before you come into contact. And then when we talk about the courtship part, it is when the person, although Elder just said everything about your parents know that you are for each other, you don't know how the person is playing at the other side. So those watching and then listening, whatever it is, let the person say something for you to hear. Ask the person. So for all those, why, once you are now close, don't just be admiring yourselves and see how beautiful you are. Ask questions.
Okay.
If you have to ask him. If the man should have, if he has some, or you should rather ask a question, say something to let the person see that if he does not ask, somebody else may ask. Somebody else may ask. So this courtship thing, it is when the person had proposed and you have agreed. So now it is the two of you in the court playing. All other things should drop. It is the two of you now in that court. So now it is a serious game. So you don't take questions as you are moving. Think of the next question you have to ask your partner. You have not yet committed yourself to marriage, but that's the time you have to ask whatever questions you can. If your parents, that is when maybe even the knocking can be done. You are still in the courtship. You have not yet entered into engagement or marriage.
Hey.
But then you have to ask plenty questions. You don't keep quiet. Other than that, the person will say, you didn't ask. I didn't know, you didn't understand understand me this way or that. So ask very wise questions and questions that will not infuriate anyone.
For example, ask questions, so be like me.
Yeah, so just to add to a little bit more, so like the point she made is very, very important, because if you also think that, oh, the mom knows you, the friend, the siblings knows you and all those things, yet how did he or she introduce you to those people? You understand? So if in a way, technically he himself or she has not, or he, let's say he has not said anything black and white that he's going to marry you and all those things, but yet one day you visit and then he introduced you to the parent that, oh, this is the lady he's been talking about that you want to marry.
Then the lady he's been talking about.
He says that then you should know that, okay, then there has been conversation already.
Blushing.
You are brushing, eh? So then you should know that. So you should be very careful with, even when it comes to introduction, how he does the introduction. You don't take it, like Mama said, you don't take anything for granted, because it's a serious thing. And your time, your energy, and everything is very important. And so even when he's talking to you about the siblings, about the friends, and how he introduces them, be very careful. And listen carefully the way he does the introduction. And that will probably give you a clue of the person's mindset about you. You get it?
Yes.
Because there have been instances where people have known, even families have known one person, and yet the family knows another person who is the one, but not you.
I am Paul.
So that is it.
I am Paul. So please, be careful. Be sure you are the one. Be sure you are the one. You are not just a friend who is in there for just some reason. Like Elder said, or for some season. Be sure that whatever you're having with this person is leading to the lifetime thing. But Elder, please, so I want you to help me clear this, Mommy and Elder. In an instance for you, God being so good, you knew this person and studied her from afar. So once you went forward, it was about courtship. But how about a situation whereby I don't know this person? I meet this person. I'm going to be the love at first sight. So I meet this person at once, and I make this person understand that I want to be with you, and then we start putting things together to marry. Is it advisable? Should it be encouraged?
Yeah, you don't know the person, and you meet, and then you want to start marriage arrangement. No, I think that is where you may be wrong. Because at that level, irrespective of whatever, okay, love at first sight, or you have a crush on the person for the first time, you may be wrong. And we are saying that kind of relationship may be just for a reason, it may be for a season or a lifetime. You should have it at the back of your mind. Okay. And so since you've met that person at that romantic or maybe infatuation stage, you may not really know what it may seem going forward. So the life chemistry may be there. Okay. You understand? And that's what we call, that is every beginning of every relationship is the sweetest. Yes, it can never be. Yeah, you will not see the conflict, you will not see the disagreement, you will not see the disturbances and everything. Every beginning of every relationship is the sweetest. And you'll be driven by all the chemistry of the euphoric love, the joy, the energy is there. We talk to each other nicely, the connection is there. So at that level, you can't really tell whether this relationship will be, or the person will be a suitable partner for you. So at that level, you don't really hasten to enter into marriage. So since you don't know the person, so it's at that level that you need to take time. You need to take your time, irrespective of whatever way you love the person, because that is the beginning of the stage. And that's the stage you don't rush into marriage, and then you also don't rush into sex. when you rush into sex, women
I was coming back.
ladies fall in love when they have sex. But a guy can have sex, but a guy will not fall in love.
The ladies, did you hear that?
Yes. So they are actually scientific, and I will not have time to explain all these things, but there is a basis for that.
Wow.
So if you enter and at that level, you rush, and because you think that, oh, this is the nice, this is the person, this is my soulmate, I'm in love at first sight, he's the one, and other things, he's gone. And then you rush into it. If you are not careful, you realize that you, the lady, will be quick to fall in love. And then you think that, okay, that is the person, you are going to give in all your all into that relationship. Whereas the guy has not fallen in love. Guys fall in love when they begin to commit themselves into the relationship.
Wow.
So a guy can sleep with you, but yet does not really love you. And it happens all the time. And so at that early stage, two things you don't do. You don't rush into marriage, you don't rush into sex. So give time and then study each other very well and satisfy yourself.
Well, please, this one, it's something that it should be drumming in your head. You don't rush into marriage, you don't rush into sex, especially when it is not somebody you have known. You just meet somebody, that's love at first sight, and fine. But please take your time. Don't rush. You'll be disappointed. Mostly, that's what happens. Now, we have narrowed it down. But when Elder was talking, he made a point that it is not every relationship that will end up in your lifetime. So at this point, we would want to find out, this one, both Mommy and Elder are going to talk about it. At what point should I consider ending the relationship? Or what are some of the factors that I should consider to work out? Because a lot of people wait and then it gets to a point where they get so hurt, so broken, and then based on this, even trying to be in a relationship again becomes a difficulty for them. So at what point, what are some of the factors, what are some of the red flags I should look at for me to work out in a committed relationship or an exclusive relationship?
Right, let me come in first.
Okay, all right.
If you are seeing the red flags, the first one might be the person does not miss your absence. If you are not around the person, he or she does not feel it. And then
Let me sit well.
you see it, maybe the number of phone calls had reduced drastically. Giving your chicken answers and short answers. Plenty excuses. Then you should be able to read in between the lines. But if you want to also ask, you are free to ask. I think this is the time that the Bible says, watch and pray. And we are Christians and we are so privileged. The Bible says, pray all kinds of prayer. So although it might be a first time falling in love and you are so much in love, don't forget your prayer. Pray so much. Pray like no man's business. Be on your own. Blast in tongues. Let God reveal something about the person to you. That if it is not the person, if you see that thing, nobody will tell you to turn yourself. But sometimes you see it, and some people, for a reason, maybe it is the person is coming from some family. You want that family name by all means. So although you see all things, or the person has got some money, the person is some famous person. This is a very beautiful lady that when they mention her attached to you, if you see all those signs and you don't want to give up, then it is your own decision. It is your own decision. So the red flags, I think the hard ones is when you begin to see other people coming into his or her life. Okay. You see it's so clear that he has time for other people. Clear? Sometimes it's very clear. Yes, that is why I say you should pray. Pray and expect to hear from God. Because Proverbs 19:14, he said your parents can give you a land and a house, but as for a wife, it is he God. So go to him, quote it to him.
Okay.
That you said that, so you are the only one. You can see into the future. You will know the person's mind. So show me something, and he will show you.
Wow.
He will show you. And if he shows it to you, and you want to be hard at you want to see the red part of something, then that is your own decision.
That is your own decision. So, mommy, God bless you. God bless you. So let's hear from Elder.
Yeah, so continue from what she just said. I mean, seeing somebody in the person's life, you don't easily gloss over it. That is a big red flag. Like cheating a lady or a cheating guy. That is a very big thing, because if you know is a womanizer, or this lady like men and has been cheating, and you try to say that, in some cases they will tell you, they will apologize, so all kinds of things, and then as if they are dying for you, and so you may think that, when you marry them they will change, but in so many evidence have shown that such people do not change easily. And so that is a very serious red flag. And so you have to ask yourself, if you marry and he or she doesn't change, is it something you can cope? Is it something it's okay for you? You understand? So that's one. And then another big red flag is somebody who is abusive.
Okay.
All kinds of abusive, whether verbal, emotional, rejection, doesn't have time for you, spend all his or her time on business, and then at the time on other things. Also, all kinds of abuse. You don't have to just take those ones also for granted, because then if the signs are there and they show you, some when they are courting, they be in abusive relationship. Some it's in a slight form, but eventually when they finish, then the person will verbally be abusing you, and it affects your self-image and all that. So these big red flags are things that you don't, even though there are some minor ones that I call it, maybe you can call it yellow flags, okay? Because it's not really red, it's yellow. So there are some minor ones that you can really deal with it, because people can really work on their weaknesses and that kind of thing. Or at worst, you can even, the two of you can see sort for external help, like counseling or some of a sort. And then the two of you can work on it and then better your marriage. Because the essence, another important reason for courtship is for you to know yourself, know your weakness, and then you can work on yourself. You understand? So it's not all of them that you quickly have to say, okay, this is what I say, I don't like, so I'm just leaving. There are some the two of you can work on it, and we have seen it in many times. But the serious ones are the ones that we just mentioned, that normally doesn't really live easily, because maybe the causes may be very remote. Maybe the person, him or herself, has gone through abusive relationship before, where the person was developed and grew up. Okay, the childhood growth and all those things has affected, and all those things. And so in those serious red flags, you don't take it easily at all. And if you see that it is something that you cannot cope when it doesn't change after marriage, then probably you may have to reconsider such relationship.
Now, probably you may have to reconsider such relationship. Please pay attention to the red flags. You don't get too attached to somebody, and then you want that person to be the one by force. I mean, everything is showing at a point that this person is not. Don't force that person into becoming the one. So I want to ask, at the end of the day, if we are not, let's say, in distance, can we practice this kind of relationship in a distance relationship kind of thing? Does it work?
Yes, in a distance, it's only the distance that is a barrier. But everything that's supposed to be done in a non-distance relationship can equally be done in a distance relationship if the two of them are committed. For example, if it's about communication and we are even distance, we can still communicate.
Okay.
There are so many ways we can communicate. Even when we are even committed, people that are not distance, you can even, and you are distant, you can even communicate more than people who are not even distance.
Oh.
It's possible, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's possible. Because we are committed wherever, even if you are outside the country, I can call you anytime, either video, either phone, messages, and we are committed. We can communicate. It's just a distance, but we can just communicate. You understand?
Yes.
And then what again are we talking about? So all the things that we can say in a non-distant relationship should be done. In a distant relationship, it can be done. The only thing that will be minus is maybe visitation. You understand? Physical visitation. That maybe it will be minor. But that one, it may not be regular. Unless maybe the person has some vacation or something, then you can schedule that one. But quite apart from that, everything, you don't leave anything out. Anything that you suppose, I think we did a distance relationship, we talked about it some time ago here. And I made the same point, that everything that you're supposed to do in a non-distance relationship, in a distance relationship, continue to do it. You don't have to take anything of them out. You don't have to take anything of them out.
Okay, so if somebody is not in the country, or somebody is living far away in the country, and you think you want to be with this person, please do that. Because we just got to understand that whatever can be done when you are close can still be done when you are not. Okay, maybe physical visitation will not be there, but even that, it wouldn't be not at all. So please, do not let that be a barrier. So,
So just to add a little, sorry.
Yeah.
So in a distance relationship, if we are not in a distance relationship and we are close and we are planning for marriage, if we are in distance, we should also be planning at the same time.
Okay.
And everything that we're supposed to be doing and all those things, if we are in distance, we should also be doing the same thing. And then that will lead us into the marriage. And then it's only the physical contact that will not be regular. But at the end of the day, I've seen people that they've moved, the other person had traveled outside, but yet everything was now. And then when it was time for them to marry, the person comes down, and then they do the marriage arrangement and everything. They marry, and then the other person goes, and all those, and they meet, and they give birth, and the relationship is moving on. Yes, it's moving on.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. God bless you both so much. We are bringing our first session on relationship to an end. But before we end, there is a young person out there who is at this stage of relationship. I just want you to, in 1 minute, advise them. Advice to young people in this kind of relationship at this point of their time who are watching you. A lot of them are confused. A lot of them don't even know how to define this. What and what they shouldn't do in this kind of relationship. Please, short advice. Thank you.
Yeah, so the first thing I would say is that if you are in courtship for any kind of relationship, first identify the stage of your relationship. What stage are you? What stage have you reached? Is it at the beginning? Are you in the we had so many different stages. That's not what we are discussing. But first ask yourself, where are you now in your relationship? You should first identify. And then two, have the plan. What is your relationship vision going forward? I call it foresight. So from where you are to where you want to reach, do you know it? Does the two of you, do you have a plan that is guiding the two of you that will take you to where you are going? If you don't know, the two of you should sit down and discuss, and you must know. You must have plan for your relationship as to the destination where you are going. You should discuss it, and then you start from where you are every stage, any stage that you are, and then have a plan towards the end. And when you do that, you have clear vision, you have clear foresight for your relationship, and then the two of you can move steadily to achieve the kind of relationship you desire.
Okay, all right. So this is an advice you would have to pay to get. Please Maybe you did not even know about foresight in relationship. Today you've learned that. You did not know about the stages, but now you have learned that. God bless our resource people here. So, Mommy, you to your advice to the young people who are in a committed and exclusive relationship. What are some of the things they shouldn't do at all? What are the things they can do? An advice so that they get it right.
To those who are in a committed one,
Yes.
or all young people, committed one alone.
Okay. Since we are taking it stage by stage.
Yes, maybe I want to talk to those
Yes.
that the young men should feel free to ask young women to go out for a date,
Okay.
to know them better. Now, if you ask someone to go out with, open your eyes and study what do you want to see in the young person you want to get married to. Open your eyes and pray alongside. If you are a woman and nobody is asking you out for a date, don't worry. It's not only in your church. Any other person might ask for a date, but cancel sex out and do not assume. Not until the person asks your hand in marriage and you agree. You have not started courting. It is not a relationship yet. Open yourselves up and study each other and get your minds ready to move to something higher, a more serious one, which is the courtship.
Wow. Wow. I can't even explain how I feel about all of this. A very big thank you to you. You are with us. And then I know that you have already started blessing our resource people here. You know, this is something you are getting free of charge. You have no idea how much somebody is paying, and then they are not even getting as much as what we've gotten here. So this will be the end of the first session of our relationship discussion in the month of March. So in our next session, we are going to treat courtship as a whole. We are going to talk everything courtship. And then don't worry, I'm still bringing my mom and my dad here. They will still be the resource people. So when you watch Pre-Courtship episode and then you have any questions, kindly drop them under the section. And then during the courtship, we will try to touch on them before we take the courtship bit. God bless you so much for your time and then for being here throughout and then leaving that comment. And then anything you want to know, please do. God bless you so much. See you next week, same time, same place. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.